Greetings, I'm Director of Arketer Labs, as is usually the case, live, silently, with a peace-line subscription we know as Froman, Orla Seraph, and Sparky's tech greetings in the chat to Archangel, Kishel, and the British are coming. Glad you could make it. This is an interesting curation of articles. It's going to be something. I hope we have time to get through all of them, because they're all worthy. Terribly worthy. Horribly worthy. Offensively worthy.
All the worry.
Oh, and greetings, K70. Well, I suppose we can... Well, I feel like I need to work on my presentation, but this is a terrible time to do it, as I'm just sort of here. My brain shut down in advance. I'm exhausted, and there is no caffeine. But that's fine. I thrive under pressure. The right kinds, anyway. Not necessarily this one, that's not important. Greetings, Bichivetin! Glad you can make it. And I do hope you all enjoyed my reprisal of an egg smuggler on last night's side quest out of character. I do what I can to keep things interesting. Because, look, I kind of reject the idea I should be out of character. Just why? I don't want to be. I don't have to be. And no one can make me. No one. No one. Okay. As the only person who's present and talky, how are you, Sparky?
Well, I'm good. I'm here, and it's been a while. It's been about a couple of weeks since I've been on last.
It has been, although I would note you are always welcome. Just let me know. You would get a link in short order.
Yeah. No, I've been busy doing other things. Going with the YouTube algorithm sends me. I've been
Why is this
doing
not
a couple
changing?
interesting events. Yeah, I've been noticing that too. But no, I got a decent boost in subs, I would say, on my side, because of some of the stuff I was doing. So that's always fun. But with that, yeah, let's go ahead and enjoy some articles.
Very well then. Also, if you weren't already aware, we will be raffling off a game again, thanks to one Exodus. This time, it's Necromunda Hive Wars. I will at some point play the trailer, so you can all decide if you want to enter in the raffle for it. If you already know and already want to take part, just tag me in chat as is usual. You've certainly seen this done before, say like Thursday. And please, take extra time to enjoy this stream, as there's only one more after this, where I will be up to an entire week radio silent. Why? Those reasons are mine. But we'll call it maintenance, in which I will be cleaning my lab and then rebuilding my lab, along with assorted set components. Okay. Let me get comfy here.
I was gonna say,
we'll get started.
did the DD trash your lab or something?
I don't need to confirm Norton. Threesome ends with 2 out of 3 participants in jail. A threesome in Florida took a violent turn earlier this week when an argument in bed turned physical. 2 out of 3 participants in the threesome and the fight that followed ended up behind bars. According to Monroe County Sheriff's Office, an argument in bed between a South Florida couple, of course it is, although, as we've perhaps established by now, that's a fraud. There are plenty of other comparable crimes happening in other states. Florida's just more honest about it. Oh, greetings. Yup, someone who must not be named. Nexus Hunter, Best Remy, and, well, no, that's about it. Oh, and I guess probably Dual Wield, because apparently they've admitted to being there, lurking, always watching, judging me. But I was glad they were, because they won the game last time, and that really saved me from mouthing it off again. I feel really silly when I do that. I will, though, because it's all about finding games good homes. I'm moving on. According to Monroe County's Sheriff's Office, the argument embedded between a South Florida couple and a woman the two were having a romantic interlude with ended in violence. The couple is accused of hitting the woman during the heated disagreement.
I Okay.
This... You would think that, of all the times to get into a heated argument, during a threesome would be one of the least likely. I don't know. Did he land the wrong hole or something?
I mean, if it was another woman in it, I mean, I can see an argument going, well, why are you giving her so much attention? If it was another guy, I could see an argument going because he didn't want to take it.
They've already established here that it's F him. Or him F. Or F him F. I don't know. I think the basic acronym is easy to figure out. The order I'm not clear on.
Gotcha.
The physical altercation was followed by a cinder block being thrown through the victim's car window by the male suspect. Stephen Lopez and Angela Viviana Velazquez of Marathon, Florida were arrested following an incident with an unnamed 29-year-old woman who did a good job in keeping her name out of the article. It's unclear what started the argument. According to the police, there were no serious injuries as a result of the altercation. Both Lopez and Velazquez were charged with crimes. Lopez was hit with a felony charge of throwing a deadly missile. Apparently anything, including a cinder block, can be considered a missile. Okay.
So she lobbed
I'm mostly
a cinder
annoyed with
block.
Outkick for saying that. What?
She lobbed a cinder block.
He lobbed a cinder block.
Okay, all right, I see it now.
Yeah, Velazquez was charged with battery. I'm guessing she did the punching, and he did the hurling.
I'm just curious by, like, throwing a deadly missile. Like, I feel like that's a little bit dramatizing the situation. Like, it's an interesting situation on its own, but throwing a deadly missile.
Well, it could potentially. I mean, if he hurled
being
a cinder
deadly,
block
sure.
hard enough at someone.
Is
but
it
if you're
a
at the
missile?
car, so I think that's a little bit different. It's more property damage.
It makes it sound like I'm going to North Korea and I'm just like launching one of their little nukes. You know, yeeting it over the border or something like that.
Yeah, I still
Missile's a little bit too dramatic for it. I feel like projectile might be a bit better. Still, just
deadly weapon. I mean, I can see a deadly weapon.
Yes.
Deadly missile. It's like
it does not go
technically accurate. It's just you all have it in your mind. It has every missile has to be some fancy thing you did target lock on and launch. Anything flying through the air is basically a missile. It's just not that kind of missile.
You're a missile.
If I'm angry enough.
I mean, I could throw you like one.
Doubt, but on the other hand, I'm never going to test the hypothesis,
Orla,
so we can take your word for it, I guess.
We're gonna need a trap arc and like put him inside a little ball. We're gonna need to get his shrink ray. And can we just like play volleyball with Ark?
Yes, that sounds super fun.
How about hacky sack?
I mean, hacky sack, sure. I don't know. Spiking an Ark seems a little more fun.
I don't like where this, fantasizing about me shrinking is going.
As long as foreplay doesn't come up, you're good.
It's
Yeah, just so
Orla.
that we're
This
moving
is
on.
the foreplay.
Hey, you can now live on a cruise ship for $30,000 per year. We're going to gloss over this because I'm just thinking that might be fun.
It's
Especially
not
right at
that
this very
expensive
moment.
either. Think about it. That's like $2,500 a month in rent.
I mean,
Like I could afford that.
But you have to pay up front. I'm not sure how many people can afford to do that. But hey, it's something to save up for if someone really wanted to. And well, I would like to say, did this have to come from CNN? I mean, it just feels icky when I have to open a page on CNN.
CNN politics is where you want to stay away from. This is CNN traffic.
Fine, but it's still adjacent and greasy.
You're adjacent and greasy.
No, the death pit will not leak here. Have you ever dreamed of giving it all up and leaving it all behind and hitting the road to escape all of the responsibilities? It sounds good, doesn't it? But it also sounds expensive, or at least it did sound expensive until now, because a cruise company is launching a 3-year, 130,000-mile escape your daily life cruise with a relatively affordable 30,000 per person per year. Notably, that means you don't just cough up 30,000 for 1 year, you need to cough up 90,000 for 3 years. So, I don't know anyone who's going to be swinging that. Do you? Actually, I know people who could swing that. But it's relevant because they're removed from the pulse. Never mind. You guys, you gotta sign up for a 3-year cruise?
Well, my question's gonna be is like, how do you make your income to pay for the next year?
Anyone doing this has already, gotten the money. I guarantee you, this is likely to be some sort of massive retirement ship. This is an old folks' home at sea, and it's also going to be a death ship accordingly. That's my prediction. I could be wrong. We'll find out.
Too much sun to go on that trip.
I was just thinking, is this a trick? Is this perhaps viral media for a Gilligan's Island reboot? 3-hour tour, 3-year cruise. They're just raising the stakes now? Or am I in a bad mood and just want to hear something sink? It could go either way. If I had the funds and the lack of responsibilities, it's kind of a tempting idea. I assume they made it clear that they can work from the ship. If you work remotely, why not work from a sat-link on a cruise?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, I didn't take that into account. But for me, it's, well, since I walk on semi-trucks for a living, there's no semi-trucks at sea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's cost prohibitive to have it, flown to you and helicoptered back. I mean, if you happen to land a job, maintaining Jeff Bezos' personal collection, maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't see myself doing that because I get seasick easily.
Who wants a marshmallow? Supermarket's penis-shaped Easter Bunny marshmallows go viral. And that's going to be all there is to it. Just noting that that's a design fail. No, I do not see bunnies or chicks. That is a package of marshmallow dicks. So,
I mean, peck like rabbits, right?
Strictly speaking, they've come up with a brilliant idea. I know that Magog's bag of goblin dicks is incredibly popular. Imagine just picking a few of these so you can always just throw them at people and tell them to eat a bag of dicks.
I hope. Oh, I can't remember the name of the site, but you can actually have like stuff delivered. You can actually, one of the things is like deliver a bag of dicks to someone, and they're gummy dicks. That happened to somebody I knew. That was funny.
I can think of a few people who I would send a bag of dicks.
Why would you do that when you can send them a glitter bomb? They will suffer for much, much longer.
Yeah, but that could be mean too.
Well, presumably...
Isn't that the point?
To a degree. But see, there's a difference between expressing your annoyance to someone and trying to make their life a living hell. The glitter bomb is more along the lines of living hell. The person who you truly hate. The person who you would make disappear if you had the opportunity. Whereas a bag of dicks in this case is more of a wacky jibe.
I got one. A dick bomb. Open the box up and a bunch of marshmallow dicks go everywhere. There you go.
That is
if you're going to make a dick bomb, it may as well at least be dildos. all over the office.
That's what you do to a business you want to shut down, I would think. That's some manner of corporate sabotage.
I don't
First,
know.
there was
it would really
Cocaine Bear,
depend
but
on the
now
business.
there's Crack Serval. No, sorry, was that all?
It would really depend on the business, wouldn't it, and the people involved. It might be a hit.
I can't see anyone using that for anything short of a Jehovah's Witness office. Maybe a Mormon missionary station? In any case, African serval cat rescued from Ohio tree tests positive for cocaine. But don't worry, Emiri is now in the care of the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden and may become an animal ambassador at the facility. You know, once they kick the habit, I guess.
That cat does look high.
Well, to be fair, when it's a serval, you can't tell by looking. They all look like they're high as balls. Curiously, when it comes to large cats, they are some of the most pleasantly behaved, and I believe there are hybrids, correct me if I'm wrong, called Savannahs, that are basically cat dogs.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Cocaine Bear's in theaters, but Cocaine Cat is in Ohio. An African serval cat is in the care of Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden. Officials say the feline tested positive for cocaine following its capture, which came after police arrested its owner.
Cat owner.
That was apparently keeping it cracked out of its mind. In January, the every 30-pound cat named Amiri escaped from his owner's car in the city's Oakley neighborhood, according to Fox 19. Amiri, at first thought to be leopard by idiots who know nothing about animals, was found high in a tree when Hamilton County dog wardens and Cincinnati Animal Care responded to the scene.
So, alright. That play on words was found high in a tree. Was it found high up in a tree, or was it just high in the tree? It's like...
Near as I can tell, it's a solid double entendre, meaning that, yes, it was high in the tree. We got a cat, didn't get the cat out of the tree. Ray Anderson of Cincinnati Animal Care told the station. He added, regarding capture, they weren't sure what they were doing. With hindsight being 2020, it probably would have been involved a whole lot more people. As the dog warden struggled to remove the cat, the animal's leg was inadvertently broken during the rescue. Those bastards. Probably because they thought it was a leopard and they were afraid of it. That's my guess. Or they just knocked it out of the tree. And it didn't land on its feet because it was too damn high. And high. After the rescue, the felon took to the Cincinnati Animals Cares facility where, while assessing the serval's health, caretakers ran toxicology report, which is when the wild story took another turn. It came back positive for cocaine. Now, we can't say how the animal got the cocaine in the system. I don't know if it was environmental or experimental.
How would you... Okay.
As further evidence of the general good nature of serval cats, we have a related article. Gentleman makes up to find wild African serval cat on her bed, and she's in bed freaking out. The cat's just having a nice nap, apparently. We know this because she survived. If it was a bad cat, it would have eaten her in her sleep. Okay, I'm done with this one.
That would be a hell of a wake-up call, though.
A terminal wake-up call.
Yeah.
From USA Today, man politely robs Utah bank for $1, sits down and waits to be arrested, police say. I don't think this video is actually relevant. Police in Utah say a bank robbery suspect politely demanded $1 from a teller, then waited in the lobby for officers to arrive because he wanted to go to prison. Donald Matthew Santa Cruz, 65, was booked in the Salt Lake County Jail on a robbery charge, the Salt Lake City Police Department reported. Please pardon me for doing this, but this is a robbery. Please give me $1. Thank you. Santa Croce wrote in a note he handed to a Wells Fargo bank branch teller. According to the police, booking affidavit obtained by a local outlet, KSL. When the teller gave the man $1 and asked him to leave, Santa Croce told the teller to call police. The affidavit continues. The man, later identified as Donald Santa Croce, took the money and refused to leave the bank. Police wrote in a news release. They were willing to just give him $1 to go away. He definitely didn't want that in the first place. And, you know, provided he knows how to live in jail, is that really a bad idea in this economy?
I think that's really the problem.
Yo, I fully agree. I'm just saying.
What's the saying? 3 hots in a cot? Given to you for free?
Employees were moved up for safety. Because, of course, once it got that far, they would. Quote unquote, Donald sat down in the bank lobby and waited for police to arrive. While waiting for police, Donald made a statement to the victims that they are lucky he didn't have a gun because it was taking the police so long to get there. At this point, the branch manager said she ushered all of her employees in the back room for their safety, where she locked the doors. The affidavit obtained by KSL continues. When police arrived, they said they arrested the subject, who was later booked to a local jail. No injuries reported. Donald said he had done this because he wanted to get arrested and go to federal prison. Donald stated that if he gets out of jail, he'd rob another bank and ask for more money next time, trying to get the desired result of going to federal prison, according to the affidavit. Is Fred Prison really that nice?
I mean, I've got nothing on that one.
But I would imagine not, unless you've been to federal prison before, which you might not want to admit to on a live stream if you had, so. I'm sorry.
Nope, I've never.
That was
I've
the
never
case.
been
I wasn't
a
trying to
local
set
jail.
you up. There was no trap here. Just,
Yeah, I've never even been to a local jail, so.
Traps are gay.
have I. At least a little bit.
Not all
Minimum 8
traps are
inches.
gay.
Well, maximum 8 inches? On average 8 inches. Okay. Inevitably. Moving on. Man opens front door after hearing noise, bitten in the leg by alligator. That sucks for him. The Daytona Beach man was attacked by a male alligator that showed up at his front door Saturday night. The implication is that he didn't actually get his leg bitten off, so he's fine. But the alligator was 7 feet 10 inches long. Impressive. They killed the alligator. Those bastards.
Well, it was an alligator that was tricking someone to open their door.
I'm immediately reminded by SNL land shark skits. The man suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was transported to a hospital for medical personnel. And this should largely just destroy your fear of gators on land. Look, Twitter recently had a poll. They asked you to choose which animal you could spend 20 minutes surviving with. You had bears, you had a hippo, you had something else I forgot, and you had a large croc.
It was a
And
tiger.
all the idiots chose hippos because they thought, oh, it's fat and cuddly, I'll be fine. Hippos will fucking ruin you. Hippos hate you. They're vegetarians, all right, but they're vegetarians like the worst vegan zealots. Sure, they'll put you in their mouth and crunch you up, but they'll spit you back out. It'll be very cold comfort.
The only reason that their rate for killing people is so low is because they don't actually meet that many people, and it's still 500 a year.
Yeah, they're very territorial, which is what some people on Twitter try to defend it with. But if you are spending 20 minutes with a hippo, you're in its territory. You are a dead man. Or woman. Or whatever you are inclined to insist you are, I guess. I don't really care. Greetings in chat to Spectre, pound 799. I suppose now, we're almost the half-hour mark, would be a good time to let you know about the game we're raffling off. That you could win! It's a Warhammer 40k property. And I just closed the...
I'm proud of you. It's good to see things, haven't changed.
It's fine. I have the link. Had the link handy. I just need to find it again. Bear with me. And if you're my real friends, you'd help me fill this dead air of awkwardness, so that I don't have to, while also trying to do other things. Because as we've established, I'm really bad at multitasking.
Talk about my obsessions.
Yeah, might as well, I suppose.
Well,
It's my own fault for providing the empty air that need to be filled.
well,
Really?
Can pay for it later.
How about My Hero Academia and which characters spell out daddy issues?
This pained expression is usually that it's because I'm being subjected to an ad for an ad.
The Hive Cities of Necromunda.
Here we go. Here's the game. This is
Untold
the game we're
billions
rattling off.
crammed
This
within
game looks good
mountains
to
of
you.
metal.
Tag you in chat.
Vast
Roll for
insect
it.
mounds of tireless industry amid the toxic waste of their own manufacture. Inside the Hive Cities, every breath of air, every drop of water is recycled 1,000,000 times over. Every watt of power and each mouthful of food must be guarded against rival clans and outlaws. It is a place where only the strong can endure and no one prospers. Except, of course, those at the very top. And yet, opportunity still exists. For the gang bold enough to take it. In the foundation layers of the Underhive, all manner of treasures can still be found. Lost, forgotten, or abandoned in the dark. The only question is, who will get there first?
Necromunda Underhive Wars. If you would like this game, then please do say so in chat. Ideally tagging me in chat, because it highlights the text and really draws my attention to it, and I'm easily distracted, as well as forgetful. If there's no one else competing, it's basically an instant win, but I'll still roll the number, because I feel like I must. With that done... What?
I'll let this one pass.
Don't have to. I mean, it's completely legit and fair. Just anyone who Nexus Hunter's input. We have a competition now.
Hell, why not? Put me in.
Okay, Nexus has the first roll. Sparky has second. Spectre pound 799. I mean, you said ooh. That wasn't necessarily stating you wanted to enter the raffle. Are you in? You don't have to be, though. We've got 2 competitors, which means this is going to be an actual raffle. And that's moderately rare. No, I will say pound if I want to, and you can't stop me, Orla. Pound, pound 799 pound. Pound me too. Moving on.
You better think about what you can say.
Buy me dinner first and I will.
No. Bride alarmed after discovering groom being breasted by his mum before wedding. A professional wedding makeup artist has spoken out about her alarm after she and a bride walked in on a groom being breastfed by his own mother. What? Well, when they say by his own mother, were they expecting it to be someone else's mother? Either way, unless it's his impending wife, there's no real... Right before he was due to say his vows. This is from the Mirror, which, mirror.co.uk, which is very fitting because this is legitimately a Little Britain skit. It just... Look, I will prove it here in a moment, because I had to. Wedding makeup artists have seen it all, and then some. From tantrums to last-minute wobbles from couples, but one makeup artist has a wedding story to share that has left many people stunned. The beauty professional, known only as Jenny, had been helping a bride-to-be nip to the loo ahead of her ceremony when they encountered an alarming scene involving the groom and his mother. Jenny shared the jaw-dropping tale with UK wedding planner Georgie Mitchell while they were working together, and Georgie recently recounted the story on an episode of the comedy podcast Unwieldy Bride. Building up the tension, Georgie told co-host Beth how the bride walked into the toilet, and what she saw is enough to end a wedding. Initially, Beth assumed she meant the groom had been cheating on her in the loos or taking drugs, but Georgie explained that her discovery was in fact much worse than that. To Beth's horror, and to the horror of many of their stunned listeners, and our own horror, Georgie revealed he was being breastfed by his mum. We could dwell on this, or we could just...
What would you like?
Bitty.
I'm sorry?
Bitty?
Not bitty now, darling. Have an egg or something.
I don't want an egg, I want bitty.
No, darling. I think we should visit the art gallery first.
Oh, yes, then we can go somewhere nice for lunch.
Bitty, bitty.
All right, then. Do excuse me. The other place I wanted to visit is the History Museum. They've got some Native American artifacts.
Yeah, sounds fascinating.
Oh, started already. Morning.
Morning.
Oh, honey, we're out of milk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to get some more.
Don't worry. There's plenty more here.
So, I'm guessing this is the British equivalent of The Simpsons predicting it. Greetings, Tabletop. If you didn't already know, we're wrapping up a copy of Necromunda, Underhive Wars. We have 3 competitors thus far. You're welcome to join in. I'm not replaying the trailer because I'm done with YouTube for the day. But it's a statistically fun game if you enjoy the Warhammer 40k universe and want to spend more time with humanity slowly driving itself to extinction for no good reason whatsoever.
Yep. Also, remember, folks, hit that like button. We're like 3 away from 13.
Indeed, that would make this stream a success by one of my metrics. So, in any case, I would like to encourage everyone who's inclined to have children at some point to cut off the breastfeeding, at least by the time the teeth come in, and definitely not until, sometime after your kid gets married as a fully grown adult.
I agree.
It's just, obviously, it makes things terribly awkward at the minimum. Greetings, Burning Bee. If you would like to enter the raffle for the game, please feel free to tag me to that end. By the way, Spectre 799, could you? I got the impression you might have wanted to join the raffle. You can. I just need to shouldn't be too hard to reach you through Discord. Whoever does win will need to contact me either through Twitter or Discord for the record. And of course, you will need a Steam account. It is done through Steam keys. Let's see, where should we go next? Oh, I know. Man armed with giant blue dildo arrested after guard struck by phallic object. A man clutching a large dildo was wrestled to the ground by Greater Manchester Police after a security guard was reportedly attacked with a phallic object when he asked the man to stop shouting.
I believe that's one way you can stick it to the man.
It's going to be hard to stick it while they're wearing clothes, so I don't necessarily think.
So you're saying that they're blue balling him?
Well, they're blue something him. Obviously. It'll be a fun game to predict how this could have happened, but I'm sure it's... Nope, it's a protest. A bizarre protest at UK University campus saw a man wielding a giant blue dildo wrestled to the ground and arrested by police. Officers were called in to Salford University's Peel Park campus around 3:40 p.m. on Thursday, February 23rd, in response to reports of a man acting aggressively and refusing to leave the university's Whitworth Library. Get bent, Daily Star. There's no way to close this. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, I see. Where were we? Acting aggressively and refusing to leave the university's Whitworth Library. A security guard had reportedly been struck with a sex toy after being asked to leave the building. The video clip recorded by perplexed eyewitnesses show the man shouting and brandishing in the oversized sex toy as he is tackled by police. Do we really want to see? Well, I suppose might as well see the video. We're not chickens here. No one's going to be terribly bothered by whatever's going on. This isn't helpful at all. Never mind, but suffice to say, someone was actually beaten with a dildo. Ever so briefly. This isn't sticking the man. I'm pretty sure he wasn't even hurt. Although, you can't, it's most unhygienic, I'm sure.
Are we sure we're not in a video game? Because this sounds
we are
awfully
not sure.
Like Grand Theft Auto 3.
It's straight out of Grand Theft Auto. Or Scum, for that matter. Both have options for assaulting people with oversized dildos. And, you know, a lot of very wealthy, very powerful, very ostensibly serious people are not entirely sure we are living in a super advanced simulation. I have to say, that's always worried me, but I think we'll only ever know until the players log in. We have noobs showing up with shotguns, blasting them away and using meat speak. Then we'll know. Then we'll know. Or alternatively, quite possibly everyone who doesn't have internal monologue are the NPCs, and there are players. And it's all very complex, and we know nothing, and we don't need to. Existentialism is a path to madness, and I'm stressed enough as it is. I'm in a relationship with a Boeing 737, but we can never have any alone time, so I have to make do with a collection of model planes. Sarah Rodo from Dortmund, Germany is in a sexual relationship with a plane, which Daily Mail is lying here. No, she isn't. She is absolutely not in a sexual relationship with a plane. She's not in a relationship with a plane at all. She's just got a really weird fetish. That's it. You can't have a relationship with a plane because the plane doesn't care. And also, I'm willing to bet that she's been banned from most of the actual machinery. A woman who's in a sexual relationship with an airplane has revealed that she traveled abroad 30 times last year just to spend quality time with her lover. Sarah Odo from Dortmund, Germany, found love on her first flight with a Boeing 737 after an unfulfilling attempt to date humans.
Honestly, with the amount of stories you hear of people fucking their cars, or their boat, or their motorbike, or their bicycle, this doesn't even seem that odd anymore.
The only thing that's odd about it is insisting they have a relationship. No, you're just wanking on it. No significantly not significantly different from, you know, everyone else who's, well, getting off on motorcycles and everything else. It's not a relationship. It doesn't really work. But we're going to pretend otherwise. Since then, the 23-year-old has also met 60 figurines and 3 large models who she considers part of a collective being that she is dating, and so she often refers to her lovers as one. We know that this is sheer fantasy, because if there is some sort of hive mind composed of 60 figurines, 3 larger models, and a Boeing 737 out there, we would be hearing its existential torment from here. I would feel sorrier for it than I do for ChatGPT, which I do.
I don't know why they don't go the extra mile and just declare it's a polyamorous relationship. There's no shame in that. At least it's normally human.
Just for this work requires so much imagination, though. Can't say they lack imagination. I mean, look at the haircut. I guess I know my haircut's not great, but that's a red flag. I'm not referring to her hair color. Right. Keeping a relationship with an object requires real commitment. No, it doesn't. The average jet setter is so loved up that she has booked 30 mini breaks in the last 12 months just to be close to her original view, the Boeing 737, which is...
I would like to point out that the advertisement you got earlier for the Warhammer was Virgin Airlines.
And I'm angrier about it. Well, she's a doll, ain't she? Just a few bad dates at 23, gives up on all humanity, and now just has a make-believe relationship with, well, toys. It's
yeah.
How does it fit?
I presume it doesn't, or else with great effort. I mean, if she's working with that, you could use it as a flagpole topper, I guess.
God damn. Ah, I mean, hit fucking.
Despite their many trips together, Sarah, who identifies as objective sexual, which is, of course, having a sexual manipulation or attraction to an inanimate object, which is silly, and is something that, strictly speaking, anyone who's ever used any manner of sex toy whatsoever, or so much as a glove, could make the same claim to, but it's not. That's just wanking, you nut. It's heartbroken that she's never been
the answer
fully
to
loaded
that, by the
upon.
way,
What?
Sparky, is that they prepare for docking and then they take off.
Oh, God. I'll join you down on that one.
Someone wants to, you know, rub up on a plane model or buy a sex doll, that's fine. But don't kid yourself. You're playing with toys. It's okay. That's why they're called adult toys. It's fine. But it's just playing with toys.
Yeah, I hear the new ones make you feel like you're flying.
No. Boom. Well, that's enough of that. This was a request in the Rage pages from Kurt, as I recall, but they're not here for it, and this is just depressing. Quite frankly, unresting enough as it is. We've done this. Oh, here we go. Brazil doctors leave scissors inside politician's stomach, remove it after 6 days. This is cheering because it's a politician in pain. But it's a Brazilian politician in pain, and maybe they're a good guy who's just incredibly unwise in his medical professional selections.
It's Brazil.
Is that... I'm sorry. I'm American, and that's largely ignorant regarding Brazilians and their medical systems, politicians, and basically everything that's not in the continental United States. So is, losing scissors in politicians' stomachs pretty normal for Brazil?
Their healthcare isn't good, and their politicians are extremely corrupt.
I think you could afford the good medics in that case. Small surgical errors might have a devastating consequence. No thanks. Small surgical errors might have devastating consequences for the patient. Nevertheless, there have been multiple instances in India throughout the years. Oh, so he flew to India to pull this off, apparently. No? No, just Brazil's trying to catch up. There have been multiple instances in India throughout the years where surgeons have accidentally left scissors in a patient's stomach, but a similar incident has come to light in Brazil of surgeons accidentally left surgical scissors inside a local politician's body during procedure. The New York Post reports that Clayton Jose Zanata, local councilman representing the Nova Santa Helena municipality in the state of Mato Grosso, Central West region, I don't think anyone's going to remember that or really care, underwent a tumor removal procedure on January 20th while the gut renovation seemingly went off the hitch. The politician realized that something was awry after feeling ill 6 days after the operation. A huge pair of scissors were found inside his intestines after a CT scan was performed. According to the Brazilian news portal G1, the politician underwent the surgery once more on January 26th to have the pair of scissors that had been left inside his abdomen removed. He was said to feel fine after the procedure. So, if you're contemplating some medical tourism, maybe skip Brazil. Just a thought. I'm surprised we don't have more quotes from people who get stuff left in their stomach. You would think they would have some really spicy quality commentary if they found out their surgeons somehow misplaced large pieces of medical equipment in their intestines. And what we might hope is a thoroughly non-sexual incident. But after the previous articles, we can't be sure. Delta passenger says an out-of-control flight attendant told his wife she had a stupid face before their family was kicked off the plane.
You would have a stupid face.
Was this get kicked off? Or, I know it's not going to work out in this context.
No, it wouldn't.
I'd say you have a stupid face, but no one's ever seen it at all. Well, not recently, anyway. But if they did, they truly agree. You have a stupid face.
You have a stupid face.
No, you have a stupid face. You have a stupid face.
Are we continuing this?
Right, no, I'm sorry. My bad. The death
tube sock of regret?
Again.
I don't know.
A Delta passenger accused a flight attendant of telling his wife she had a stupid face. The passenger said his family was ultimately kicked off the flight from Florida to New York. Quote unquote, we've been in contact with this party, offer further apologies and compensation, Delta said. Okay, but does his wife have a stupid face? How intelligent?
That's an important question to ask.
I mean, maybe the flight attendant is just honest. Is that? It's not so bad.
Best kind of people are those who don't suffer fools lightly. Well, I guess unless you're the fool.
On one hand, yes. I would say it's more important not to take these fools seriously, in which case you would be handling them lightly. Just don't handle it lightly when you're supposed to take them seriously. Let's see. Nexus is in for the raffle. Sparky's in. Was anyone else wanting to get in the raffle for Necromunda under High Falls? No? Fine then. See if I care. Meanwhile, we're up to at least 13 likes. This stream has been a success. Thank you all. Bernie B has entered the raffle for Necromunda. Anyone else in for Necromunda?
Do you mean
No?
Necro? It would be nice if you just said it correctly.
No. No, indeed. This is the game that you provided, Exodus. So it's good that you're here to see it go to its forever home. Okay, well then, let's start the raffle. The first to sign up for this raffle was Nexus Hunter, and their number is 98. That's going to be tough to beat. Next up, Sparky threw their hat in the ring. Their number is 80. It was a good try, Sparky. It was.
Yeah.
Look, if you don't like the results of this, I just want you to know it's cosmic radiation. That's how Andamorg is largely figuring this out. So apparently God himself hates you and wants to deprive you of this game.
Nah, that's all.
And finally, Bernie has lost with 68, making it the second time in 2 streams it has made an appearance without winning.
Well, yeah, it's not nice.
But what does it mean? Congratulations, Nexus Hunter. I will be providing your Steam key after the show. Sympathies to everyone who's a loser now. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Take it up with cosmic radiation.
I mean, we only had a 2 in 100 chance of winning, so.
I'm missing an article I could have sworn I loaded. It's very important to me that I do it though, so I'm going to find it again. It's classy. And it doesn't involve any manner of sexy stuff. No dildos, no relations of sexual nature with planes, no assaults of a sexual nature during threesomes or otherwise. It's quite plainly wholesome comparatively and quite hilarious in my opinion. Former Black Panther discovers one of her white ancestors. Okay. I see how I have to do this. Please bear with me. You want to fill in awkward empty time again? Orla? Obsessions? Go on.
Pardon? I was busy.
It's far more better. It's just better if you let him kind of flounder on his own.
Yeah, sometimes.
Because then he's just like looking at the screen very desperately. I mean, you saw that. You all saw that. He was like a little sad puppy. It was adorable.
You know, I like the Dark Times, but I absolutely hate paintballs. So we're skipping right past that. I've circumvented it with 12-foot ladder. Figuratively. But also, the site is called 12-foot ladder, so a bit objectively as well. Objectively, figuratively. Former Black Panther discovers one of her white ancestors arrived in the Mayflower. Not just anyone. Angela Davis, who you probably heard the name before. You just don't remember where, and why would you? A radical social justice Marxist and former member of the Black Panthers discovered that one of her ancestors arrived in the New World from England on the 1620 Mayflower expedition. On Tuesday's PBS of Finding Her Roots, Henry Louis Gates Jr. interviewed Angela Davis, whom he said came to the show to have the mystery of her lineage solved. In the show's final moments, Gates revealed that the investigation into her ancestry dated back to her 10th great-grandfather, a white man named William Brewster, who was born in England in 1570 and traveled to America on the Mayflower. A visibly stunned Davis said, "No, I can't believe this. My ancestors did not come in the Mayflower. That's a bit of a deal right now." Before, I assume, promptly forgetting about this and refusing to ever mention it again. Which I find hilarious. The whiteness is coming from within. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Please note, for anyone ever tempted to think that racism is a cool and base thing to do, I don't care in what direction, humanity is not pure, you're not pure, no one is pure, and if you are pure, exceptionally, then you're probably terribly inbred, and that's not good.
I do not know how many people on here have seen this, but there is a stupid poll on Twitter which is asking what is more morally correct, racism or not believing in God. Like, don't get me wrong, you can believe in what you want, but to imply that racism is better than being atheist.
Have I ever mentioned to everyone how much I hate false binaries? Because that's a real false binary. Like,
I can link it to you if you like.
No,
Oh.
I don't need to doubt you. I don't in the slightest. I don't question it at all. I wish I could. At one time, I was ignorant of these things. This blissful moment of my past, where I didn't know how bad it really was. But ignorance once lost is lost forever. Right, I'm under control. How are you all?
Penis.
Yeah, that's your general state of being.
Yeah.
Confirmed. This feels like awkward silence, and I think I'm just going to lean into it. So.
You're not leaning.
Gull voice time. It is really quite enjoyable to see a racist, and a colossal racist, such as this particular racist, among many other racists, be confronted with the cruel fact that humanity, by its very nature of being able to interbreed rather freely, is not assortments of species, really, and that, quite frankly, no one's pure. You go back far enough, someone porked someone else they didn't expect to get porked. Which is really a good thing. It should be a unifying thing. But what we don't appreciate in any case is how much it really, really pains people who have the delusion that their skin tone has somehow made them superior. Or who believe that the mere existence of another skin tone is a cancer, because then they have to admit that those genes are in them too.
I hate blue people.
I thought we were all being racist against grey people.
No, that's Ark. He's the racist.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I don't believe being grey renders one either superior or inferior, so no. I am skin tone indifferent. And if I had my choice, I'd probably be some shade of green.
It's not easy being green.
But I really like Kermit.
Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, I know that it might be magic.
So, this is unrelated, but after tomorrow's stream, the Autism Friendship stream with Froman, I will not be maintaining my regular schedule the following week. The following week is expected to be stream-free, full radio silence. It's nothing you did, it's things I must do. So, don't take it personally.
His rent's due and he has to, sign up for the for some extra strip club shifts.
No strip club can afford to hire me. You've seen what I charge for nipple tassel twirling. There's no establishment that's willing to shell that out regularly. So, that is basis Santa. Any case, until next time, so long as progress continues, success is inevitable. Austin. Okay, and now you get that key off to the next